With General Varus defeated and peace slowly returning to Xeria, the task of rebuilding began. Villagers and soldiers worked side by side, repairing damaged homes, villages, and cities. The palace itself was quickly restored, becoming a symbol of hope and resilience for the Xerian people. Alex remained close by, helping wherever needed. You worked hard alongside villagers, lifting heavy beams, rebuilding walls, and planting new gardens. His kindness and hard work earned the deep respect and affection of everyone around him. Princess Lila, too, was deeply involved in rebuilding efforts. She moved among her people, providing comfort and support. She helped to organize supplies, care for the injured, and plan new homes for those who had lost theirs during the war. Her gentle and compassionate leadership made the people love and admire her even more. One quiet afternoon, Alex found himself working alongside Lila, planting trees near a village that had suffered greatly. They worked quietly at first, planting young saplings carefully in the rich Xerian soil. Finally, Lila broke the silence, her voice soft and thoughtful. "You've done so much for us, Alex. We could never thank you enough." Alex smiled warmly, pausing in his work. "I only did what was right, Lila, and it's been an honor to stand beside you and your people." Lila looked at him seriously, her eyes filled with sincerity. "Will you stay with us, Alex? Xeria could be your home. You become a part of our family." Alex felt a deep warmth fill his heart. He had grown to love Xeria and its people, especially Lila, yet he knew he must consider this carefully. "I would love to stay," he replied softly, "but I also have responsibilities on Earth. My people need to know about Xeria, to build friendship between our worlds." Lila nodded understandingly, though her eyes showed sadness. "I understand. But please know, you will always have a home here." Days passed quickly as Xeria continued to heal. Alex and Lila spent much time together, growing closer as they worked side by side. Queen Alara watched them, noticing their deep friendship and mutual respect. One evening, Queen Alara called Alex to the palace. She stood tall, her eyes gentle but serious. "Alex, you've become a beloved hero to our people. Your bravery and kindness have saved us," Queen Alara began warmly. "But I also see how much my daughter cares for you." Alex felt his cheeks flush, understanding her meaning. "Your Majesty, I care deeply for Lila. She is special to me." Queen Alara smiled gently. "I see that clearly. Whatever your choice may be, know you have my blessing." Touched by her words, Alex thanked her respectfully. Later that evening, he found Lila sitting quietly in the palace garden, gazing thoughtfully at the stars. Joining her, he noticed the peaceful glow of the night sky. "It's beautiful," Alex said quietly, following her gaze. "It is," Lila agreed softly. "Xeria is beautiful again because of you." Alex turned to her seriously. "Lila, your mother spoke with me today. She sees what's between us, and she gave her blessing." Lila smiled gently, her eyes shining. "My mother is wise and sees things clearly. I have grown very fond of you, Alex." Alex took a deep breath, his heart pounding nervously. "And I have grown fond of you, Lila. You've inspired me in ways I can't fully explain." Their eyes met, both feeling the strong connection between them. The stars seemed brighter, their light softly illuminating the garden. "Will you return to Earth soon?" Lila finally asked, her voice quiet and hopeful. Alex hesitated, then spoke honestly. "I must. My people need to hear our story. But I promise you, Lila, I will return." She reached out gently, placing her hand over his. "I will wait for you." Days later, preparations were complete for Alex's journey back to Earth. The Xerian people gathered, offering their gratitude and good wishes. Queen Alara stood proudly, her eyes warm and filled with gratitude. "Alex, you will always be a hero to us. Xeria owes you a great debt," Queen Alara spoke clearly. Addressing the gathered crowd, Alex stepped forward humbly, smiling gratefully. "Thank you. I promise to speak of Xeria's strength, bravery, and kindness. Our worlds will know friendship." and peace. Princess Lila stepped closer, holding a small glowing crystal in her hands. Take this, Alex. It is a symbol of our gratitude and a reminder that you will always have a home here. Alex accepted the crystal carefully, touched by her thoughtful gift. Thank you, Lila. I will treasure this always. As Alex boarded the spaceship, villagers and soldiers cheered loudly, their voices filled with gratitude and hope. Alex waved warmly, promising silently that he would return soon. The ship lifted smoothly, carrying Alex away from the world he had come to love deeply. He watched as Ziria grew smaller beneath him, feeling sadness but also hope and determination. Back on Earth, Alex wasted no time. He told everyone he met about Ziria, the war, and the bravery of its people. Leaders listened closely, amazed and hopeful. Alex worked tirelessly, helping to build strong relations between Earth and Ziria. But even with all his work, his thoughts often returned to Lila and the beautiful world he had left behind. His heart longed to return, to see her smile again, and to stand once more on the peaceful planet he had helped save. Months passed, and finally, Alex received news. A diplomatic mission from Earth was planned to visit Ziria officially to build stronger bonds between their worlds. Alex eagerly volunteered, feeling his heart race with excitement. Soon, he stood again in a spaceship, looking down at the familiar, welcoming glow of Ziria. He felt joy and anticipation. Knowing Lila waited below Dot as the ship landed gently, Alex stepped outside, greeted warmly by familiar faces. But among them, he quickly spotted Lila. She smiled warmly, eyes shining with happiness. "Welcome home, Alex," she said softly, stepping forward to greet him. Alex smiled deeply, feeling complete. He knew he was finally home again, where he truly belonged. The battle began fiercely at sunrise. General Varus's soldiers charged the palace gates, their weapons blazing. Alex stood firm, leading the defense with calm determination. Princess Lila stayed close, helping to organize the defenders and keep. Their spirits strong, Varus, tall and imposing, shouted orders angrily from behind his army. His voice echoed, urging his soldiers to push forward. Alex saw the determination in Varus's eyes and knew this battle would decide the fate of all. "Ziria, stay together," Alex called clearly, rallying their forces. "Protect each other and we will win." The defenders fought bravely, using barricades and shields to stop the enemy advance. Villagers, once frightened and unsure, now stood bravely beside trained soldiers. Their courage amazed Alex, reminding him why he fought to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. Princess Lila worked quickly, moving between groups to encourage and heal. Her presence inspired confidence, helping everyone fight harder. Many looked to her for guidance, feeling comforted by her strength and compassion. Queen Alara stood proudly atop the palace walls, overseeing the battle. Her presence inspired her people, helping them stand strong against Varus's relentless attacks. She knew her daughter's return had given her people hope, and she would do anything to protect that hope. Varus, growing desperate, ordered his strongest soldiers forward. These fierce warriors pushed through the defenses, threatening to break through the palace gates. Seeing the danger, Alex rushed forward, facing the enemy bravely. "Hold the gates!" Alex shouted, fighting fiercely against Varus's soldiers. "We cannot let them enter." His bravery inspired those around him, and they fought harder, holding back the enemy's advance. Lila joined Alex, fighting bravely alongside him. Together, they became a powerful force, pushing the enemy back step by step. However, Varus was cunning. Seeing his army struggling, he changed tactics. He ordered a small group of soldiers to sneak around and enter the palace through a hidden entrance. Their goal was clear: capture Queen Alara and force a surrender. Scout quickly reported this plan to Alex. He felt a surge of worry but stayed calm. "Lila, the palace is in danger," Alex said urgently. "We need to protect your mother." Without hesitation, Alex and Lila hurried back inside, quickly reaching the throne room where Queen Alara waited anxiously. Moments later, enemy soldiers burst into the room, weapons drawn. "Protect the Queen," Alex shouted, positioning himself defensively. In front of Queen Alara, a fierce fight began inside the throne room. Alex used his skills expertly, keeping enemies away from the Queen. Lila fought bravely by his side, protecting her mother fiercely. Their teamwork was flawless, each knowing exactly how to support the other. After an intense struggle, they finally defeated the attackers. Breathing heavily, Alex quickly checked to ensure the Queen and Princess were unharmed. "We must end this battle now," Queen Alara said firmly, standing tall. "Our people have fought bravely enough." "You're right," Alex agreed, looking determined. "We must confront Varys directly," Lila nodded confidently. "Together we can defeat him." They moved quickly, heading back to the front lines. Varys, furious at the failure of his sneak attack, stood shouting at his army. Seeing Alex, Lila, and Queen Alara approach, he turned to face them angrily. "It's over, Varys," Queen Alara announced firmly. "Your rule of fear ends now." Varys laughed bitterly, eyes filled with anger. "Your weak reign ends today, Alara." "No," Alex interrupted confidently, stepping forward. "Your cruelty ends today. The people have spoken. They want peace, not war. They want strength." Varys roared, raising his weapon threateningly. "Strength is protecting each other," Lila replied calmly, "not causing pain and suffering." Varys, enraged, charged forward, determined to end this. Himself, Alex stood ready, prepared for the final confrontation. Their clash echoed loudly, each strike powerful and fierce. Varys was strong, but Alex fought for something greater. His determination to protect Lila, Queen Alara, and the people of Zyria gave him strength. He defended bravely, countering every move Varys made. Finally, seeing an opening, Alex moved swiftly, knocking Varys' weapon away. Varys stumbled, falling heavily to the ground. Alex stood over him, his voice strong and clear. "It's over, Varys. You've lost." Varys looked up, defeated and angry. Soldiers loyal to him stopped fighting, seeing their leader defeated. The battle quickly ended, peace returning slowly as soldiers surrendered. Queen Alara stepped forward, addressing. Everyone gathered clearly and confidently. "Today we reclaimed our home. Together we defeated fear. Now we rebuild and heal." Cheers filled the air, villagers and soldiers celebrating their hard-won victory. Alex turned to Lila, smiling warmly. They had done it. Peace had returned to Zyria. Queen Alara approached Alex, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Alex. Zyria will never forget your bravery." "I did what was right," Alex replied humbly. "I'm honored to help your people." Layla smiled gently, stepping closer. "You gave us hope, Alex. We are forever grateful." Their victory brought relief and happiness. But Alex knew rebuilding would be difficult. Still, he felt confident. With Queen Alara's wisdom, Lila's compassion, and the people's courage, Zyria would recover and become stronger than ever. Together, Alex, Lila, and Queen Alara stood united, ready to guide their people into a future filled with hope, peace, and happiness. After the emotional reunion between Princess Lila and Queen Alara, the palace became filled with hope and new energy. But Queen Alara knew the danger had not ended. General Varys and his rebel forces still controlled many parts of Zyria. Palace was secure for now, but the peace they desired was still far away. Alex sat quietly in a small room prepared especially for him. He felt happy that Lila was finally home, but he was also worried about the battles ahead. He knew they needed a strong plan to defeat General Varys. A gentle knock sounded at the door, and Lila stepped inside with a warm smile. "Can I join you?" "Of course," Alex replied, returning her smile. "How is your mother?" "Better now that I'm home," Lila said softly, sitting beside him. "But she's worried. We must defeat Varys soon. His army grows stronger every day." Alex nodded thoughtfully. "We need allies. People who will stand with your mother against Varys," Lila agreed. "We must Find leaders from villages who are willing to help us. If they join, others will follow. They quickly made plans to travel secretly to nearby villages. Queen Alara gave them her blessing, knowing Alex and Lila were their best chance to gather support. Early the next morning, Alex and Lila left the palace quietly, moving carefully through hidden paths to avoid enemy patrols. Their first stop was a nearby village called Terran. The people there had suffered greatly from Varus's rule, their homes damaged and their spirits broken. As Alex and Lila entered the village, cautious eyes watched them. Recognizing Lila, villagers slowly emerged from their hiding places, returning to their tired faces. Princess Lila, an elder named Jonas greeted warmly. "You've returned to us." "Yes, Jonas," Lila responded kindly. "And we need your help. We must unite against Varus." The villagers murmured quietly, worried and hesitant. They feared the strength of Varus and his soldiers. Alex stepped forward, his voice firm but gentle. "I know you're scared, but if we don't stand together, Varus will continue to hurt your families and destroy your homes. Join us, and we can defeat him." Jonas looked at Alex, seeing honesty and bravery in his eyes. Slowly, he nodded. "We will join you, Princess." With Terran support, Alex and Lila moved quickly to other villages, sharing their message of hope and unity. Each village brought new allies, and soon a strong force began to gather. Their ranks grew quickly, villagers determined to fight for their freedom and peace. However, word spread fast, and Varus soon learned of their plans. Angry and desperate, he ordered his soldiers to attack villages supporting Queen Alara. Alex and Lila raced to protect these villages, arriving in time to defend many from destruction. In one battle, Alex fought bravely, protecting villagers as they fled to safety. His skill and courage inspired those around him, and they fought harder, pushing back Varus's soldiers. Lila stayed close, helping to guide families to safety and healing those injured in the battle. As the fighting ended, Alex noticed a young child crying alone, separated from his family. He quickly ran to the child, scooping him up and comforting him gently. "You're safe now," Alex assured softly. Carrying the child back to his family, the villagers saw Alex's kindness clearly, understanding he fought not just for victory, but for their lives and futures. Their trust in him and Lila deepened, strengthening their resolve. Back at the palace, Queen Alara coordinated efforts to protect the growing rebellion. She ensured food and supplies reached villages quickly, aiding those in need. Her leadership inspired her people, helping them believe victory was possible. Days passed, filled with battles, planning, and strengthening alliances. Alex and Lila grew closer each day, their friendship and trust unbreakable. Together, they inspired hope in everyone they met, becoming symbols of the new Xeria everyone wanted. One evening, as they rested briefly in a village named Elda, Alex watched Lila quietly help an injured villager. Her compassion was clear, reminding him why they fought so hard. Lila noticed Alex's gaze and approached him, smiling gently. "You look thoughtful," she said softly. Alex smiled warmly. "I was thinking how lucky I am to have met you. You've taught me so much about strength and kindness." Lila's eyes filled with emotion. "You've done the same for me. I never would have made it home without you." They stood quietly, comforted by each other's presence. But soon, their moment was interrupted by urgent news. A scout arrived, breathless and worried. "Varus is planning an attack on the palace," the scout reported quickly. He gathered his strongest forces. Alex and Lila exchanged determined looks. They knew the final battle was coming quickly. Together, they hurried back to the palace, ready to defend their home and people. Inside the palace, Queen Alara prepared their defenses carefully. Villagers and allies arrived quickly, ready to stand with their queen. Alex took charge of planning their strategy, using his experience as a soldier to organize their forces effectively. As the sun rose, Varus's army appeared on the horizon, marching towards the palace with fierce determination. Standing at the palace gates, Alex and Lila stood firm, leading their friends and allies bravely. Queen Alara stood tall, inspiring courage in everyone around her. Today we fight for our home, Queen Alara called clearly, her voice strong and confident. Today we reclaim our peace. Cheers erupted from their gathered forces, the sound echoing loudly. Alex felt strength surge through him, knowing they stood united. Beside him, Lila's eyes shone with determination. Together, they watched as Varos approached, ready for the battle that would determine Xeria's future. Their hearts filled with hope, courage, and the certainty that together, they could overcome anything. As Alex guided the spaceship down through Xeria's atmosphere, he and Lila stared out at the landscape below. Beautiful forests stretched out beneath them, but Alex quickly noticed signs of trouble. Large areas of trees were damaged, buildings destroyed, and smoke rose from small villages. It was clear that Xeria was no longer the peaceful planet Lila remembered. What happened here? Lila whispered sadly, feeling her heart ache at the sight of her damaged home. The war reached your home, Alex replied softly, guiding the ship toward a hidden clearing. We must be careful. Your enemies could still be close. They landed quietly, hidden among tall, dense trees. Alex turned off the engines and looked at Lila. Are you ready? Lila took a deep breath, feeling nervous but determined. Yes, let's go. Together, they stepped outside into the cool air of Xeria. Alex stayed alert, his training helping him scan their surroundings carefully. Lila moved softly through the trees, recognizing familiar paths that now seemed different, darkened by war and fear. We must reach the palace, she said firmly. My mother will be there. They moved carefully, staying hidden as they traveled. Lila's heart broke more with every step as she saw how much her world had suffered. She longed to see her mother. Queen Alara, hoping she was safe and well-dotted as night fell, Alex and Lila found shelter in a small, abandoned cabin. Alex secured the door and windows, making sure they would be safe inside. They built a small fire, the warmth providing comfort after a long day of traveling. Sitting by the fire, Lila shared more memories of happier times. We had festivals here, and everyone would gather to dance, sing, and celebrate our peace. My mother was always at the center, smiling and leading us. Now it feels like those days are gone forever. Alex reached out gently, placing his hand on hers. They aren't gone forever, Lila. You're here now. You can help bring back peace. His words gave her strength, and she smiled gratefully. Thank you, Alex. You always know what to say. The next morning, they continued their journey. Soon, they came across a village where frightened villagers hid inside their homes. Seeing Lila, an old woman recognized her immediately and approached cautiously. Princess Lila, you're alive, she exclaimed, eyes wide with surprise and hope. Yes, I am, Lila responded kindly, and I'm trying to reach my mother. Can you help us? The old woman nodded quickly, glancing around nervously. Be careful, princess. Rebels loyal to General Varys control the roads. But there's a hidden path behind the village. It leads straight to the royal city. Thank you, Lila said warmly, grateful for the help. Stay safe. They followed the hidden path carefully, knowing danger surrounded them. As they neared the royal city, they encountered patrols loyal to General Varys. Alex used his soldiers' training to avoid detection, quietly leading Lila past enemies. Each moment brought new tension, but their determination never wavered. Finally, they reached the outskirts of the royal city. High walls surrounded the palace, and guards loyal to the general were everywhere. Alex studied their patterns carefully, trying to find a way inside. We need a distraction, Alex whispered. Something to draw their attention away. Lila thought quickly, remembering stories from her childhood. There's an old passageway beneath the palace gardens. It's been hidden for years. If we can reach it, we might enter unseen. Perfect, Alex agreed. But we still need to divert the guards. Alex devised a simple but clever plan. Using spare equipment, he rigged small devices to create noise and flashes, placing them strategically away from their path. As they activated, chaos erupted, sending guards running to investigate. Taking advantage of the confusion, Alex and Lila hurried to the gardens, quickly finding the hidden entrance. They opened it quietly, slipping inside and closing it tightly. Behind them, darkness surrounded them, but Lila confidently led the way, her memories guiding her. "This tunnel will lead us directly under the palace," she whispered, her voice shaking slightly from excitement and worry. The tunnel seemed endless, but eventually they reached another hidden door. Lila carefully pushed it open, revealing the palace interior. Her heart pounded, knowing they were so close to her mother. Stepping quietly into the palace, they saw guards patrolling the halls. Alex motioned for silence, carefully guiding Lila through shadowy corners and hidden paths. They moved quickly, avoiding patrols until they reached the throne room. The door stood tall before them, guarded by 2 soldiers loyal to General Virus. Alex signaled for Lila to wait, approaching silently from behind. With practiced precision, he overcame the guards swiftly, silently, and carefully with the way clear, Alex opened the throne room doors quietly. Inside, Queen Alara sat quietly, sadness clear in her eyes as she listened to advisors speaking urgently. "Mother," Lila called out softly, unable to hold back any longer. Queen Alara turned quickly, her eyes widening in shock and disbelief. Tears immediately filled her eyes as she stood, her voice trembling with emotion. "Lila, is it truly you?" "Yes, Mother," Lila replied, her voice shaking as tears ran down her cheeks. "I'm home. Alex saved me." Queen Alara rushed forward, embracing her daughter tightly. "You're back," she whispered, sobbing with joy. "My dear child, you're finally home." The reunion filled the room with warmth and hope, chasing away the darkness of war and fear, even if only for a moment. Alex watched quietly, feeling deep happiness seeing Lila finally reunited with her mother. He knew the fight was not over, but for now, they had won a vital victory. "Alex," Queen Alara finally said, turning to face him. "Thank you. You have brought back my daughter and our hope. Ziria owes you everything." Alex nodded humbly, feeling honored. "It was my duty, Your Majesty, and my pleasure." With the royal family reunited, new determination filled the palace. Alex and Lila knew they still had battles ahead, but their hearts were strong, ready to face whatever future awaited them together. The small spaceship soared smoothly into the vast darkness of space, away from the hostile planet. Inside the cockpit, Alex focused carefully on navigating through the dangerous territories. Beside him, Princess Lila watched with wide, hopeful eyes, her heart racing with excitement and worry. She longed to return home, but knew the journey would be filled with difficulties as they traveled. Alex and Lila began to share stories about their worlds and lives. Lila listened closely as Alex described Earth, talking about its oceans, forests, and bustling cities. She was fascinated by everything he said, her imagination painting vivid pictures of his home. "It sounds beautiful," Lila said softly, smiling. As she imagined Earth's blue skies and green forests, Alex nodded, smiling back. "It is, but Ziria sounds even more amazing. I can't wait to see it with my own eyes." Lila's eyes brightened at his words. "You will love Ziria. The forests glow at night, and our rivers sing softly. It feels magical." They continued their conversation, both feeling comforted and less lonely. But soon, their peaceful moment was interrupted. A loud warning sound filled the cockpit, and bright red lights flashed around them. "What's happening?" Lila asked nervously. "Enemy ships," Alex replied quickly, gripping the controls tightly. "Hold on." The small spacecraft shook violently as enemy fighters approached, firing powerful energy blasts. Alex maneuvered the ship expertly, dodging attacks and weaving between asteroids to avoid the enemy. Lila's heart pounded with fear, but she trusted Alex completely. She could see the determination in his eyes and knew he would keep her safe. "We can't outrun them forever," Alex said urgently. "We need to hide. Scanning quickly, Alex spotted an asteroid field ahead. Without hesitation, he steered the ship into the dense cluster of rocks. Lila held her breath, feeling the small ship twist and turn sharply, narrowly avoiding collisions. After several tense moments, the enemy ships lost sight of them, unable to follow into the dangerous asteroid field. Alex slowed the ship finally, breathing easier. "We're safe for now," Alex said with relief, smiling slightly at Lila. Lila exhaled deeply, her fear fading away. "Thank you, Alex. You saved us again." He nodded, grateful they had survived. They continued slowly, hidden among the asteroids while making repairs to minor damages caused by the attack. Lila helped where she could, quickly learning how to assist Alex. Their teamwork became stronger, forming a bond that neither had expected. As they rested, Lila opened up more about her mother, Queen Alara. "My mother is strong, wise, and kind. She always puts our people's needs before her own. Since I went missing, she must be heartbroken." Alex listened, feeling deep sympathy. "We'll reach her soon, Lila. You'll be back in your mother's arms before you know it." Days passed slowly. In the quiet darkness of space, Alex and Lila faced new challenges, including mechanical problems and limited supplies. Each challenge brought them closer, strengthening their friendship and trust. One evening, while repairing part of the ship's damaged engine, Alex shared his thoughts quietly. "When we found you, I never imagined I'd be here, in space, trying to return an alien princess to her home. But I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now." Lila looked at him warmly, touched by his honesty. "You have shown bravery and kindness, Alex. I will never forget what you've done for me." Finally, after what felt like endless days, they approached the Zeria galaxy. Lila's eyes filled with joyful tears as familiar stars and planets came into view. Her home was close, and the hope of reunion filled her heart. Suddenly, another alert sounded, breaking the moment of happiness. Enemy patrol ships guarded the entrance to Zeria's galaxy, blocking their path. Alex felt frustration but quickly calmed himself. "We need another way. A secret way, maybe. Is there another route we can take, Layla?" Lila thought carefully, remembering stories from her childhood. "There is a hidden passage through the outskirts of our galaxy. My mother showed it to me once. It was a secret known only to our family." "Guide me," Alex said confidently, trusting Lila completely. Carefully, Lila directed Alex to the secret route. It was narrow and dangerous, hidden by thick nebula clouds and debris. But Alex navigated carefully, following her instructions. After a tense journey through the hidden passage, they finally emerged safely into Zeria's space. Below them lay Lila's beautiful home planet, glowing gently with inviting colors. "We're here," Lila whispered, her voice shaking with emotion. Alex smiled warmly, feeling proud and relieved. "We made it." Together, they descended toward the planet, their hearts filled with hope. Little did they know, Zeria had changed dramatically during Lila's absence. New dangers and challenges awaited them below, but Alex and Lila stood ready. Their bond stronger than ever, determined to overcome whatever obstacles lay ahead. The planet Zeria was a beautiful place, filled with lush green forests, crystal-clear rivers, and skies that shimmered in soft shades of pink and purple. Peaceful and gentle, the Zerian people had known harmony for many generations under the wise rule of Queen Alara, but now sorrow filled the grand palace. Princess Lila, the queen's only child, had disappeared during an unexpected intergalactic war, and the entire kingdom grieved for their lost princess. Queen Alara sat quietly by the palace window, staring out at the gardens below. Her eyes, usually bright and cheerful, were filled with tears. Her thoughts wandered back to happier days when Princess Lila would run through the gardens, her laughter ringing through the palace halls. Now the palace seemed quiet and empty, far away from Zeria, on the war-torn surface of a distant planet. Human soldiers moved carefully among broken ships and ruins. Their mission was to search for survivors and provide aid wherever possible. One of these soldiers was Alex Carter, a brave and kind-hearted young man known among his friends for his courage and kindness. Alex checked his scanner carefully, noticing unusual signs of life. Curious, he followed the signals through piles of debris and twisted metal. The area had clearly seen fierce fighting. As he moved closer, Alex heard faint breathing. With his heart racing, he gently moved aside a large piece of metal and gasped in surprise. Underneath, a young woman lay unconscious. She was clearly not human, with pale blue skin and long silver hair. Despite her injuries, Alex could see she was still alive. Without hesitation, he knelt beside her, checking her pulse. It was weak, but steady. Determined, Alex carefully lifted her into his arms and carried her back to the safety of their camp dot at the medical tent. Alex laid her gently on a cot. The medics quickly came forward, working fast to save her life. Alex stayed close, strangely feeling a strong sense of duty towards her. He wondered who she was and how she ended up alone in such a dangerous place. Hours later, the young woman slowly opened her eyes, blinking in confusion and fear. Seeing her awake, Alex approached carefully, speaking softly to calm her. "You're safe now," he told her gently. "We found you injured and brought you here to help you." The woman stared at him for a moment, her eyes wide with surprise and gratitude. "My name is Lila," she finally whispered, her voice trembling. "I come from Ziria. My mother is Queen Alara." Alex listened carefully, realizing how important this discovery was. This was the lost princess everyone had been talking about. "Lila," he said softly, "my name is Alex. I promise I'll get you home." Tears filled her eyes as she reached out and took his hand weakly. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice filled with hope. "I thought I'd never see my home again." Over the next few days, Lila slowly regained her strength. Alex spent much of his time helping her, bringing food, and speaking to her about Earth and his life there. Lila shared stories about her beautiful planet, her loving mother, and the peaceful life they had known before the war disrupted everything. Alex found himself growing fond of the princess. She was brave and kind, always hopeful despite the hardships she had faced. He admired her strength and determination to survive and return home. "We will find a way to get you back to Ziria," Alex assured her one evening, sitting by her bedside. "I'll make sure you see your mother again." Lila smiled gently. At him, her eyes filled with trust. "I believe you, Alex," she replied softly. "You've already saved my life. I know you'll keep your promise." Alex began planning their escape carefully. He knew getting off the hostile planet would be dangerous, but he was determined to protect Lila and fulfill his promise. They would have to find a working ship and evade enemy forces, but he believed they could do it together. Days passed, and finally Alex discovered a small enemy ship hidden away. It looked damaged but repairable. He worked tirelessly, fixing the engines and preparing it for their escape. Lila watched him work, her admiration for him growing each day. When the repairs were finished, Alex returned to the tent, smiling with excitement. "We leave tonight," he told her confidently. "I've fixed the ship, and we'll be on our way to Ziria soon." Lila's heart swelled with hope and happiness. She stood up, feeling strong and ready. "I'm ready, Alex. I trust you." As darkness fell, they quietly moved towards the hidden ship. Alex helped Lila inside, securing her safely before climbing into the pilot's seat. His heart pounded with anticipation and fear, but his resolve never wavered. He started the engines, feeling them rumble beneath him. With one last glance at Lila, who sat bravely beside him, Alex guided the ship upward into the night sky. Their journey home had begun, filled with hope and determination. Together, they would face whatever dangers awaited, driven by the promise of reunion and the bond of friendship that had formed between a human soldier and an alien princess.